You are now listening to Feeding Off Each Other.
Final pod.
The final Crankworx pod that's going to maybe come out second. It will come out second after Kaz's. Oh, God, my brain.
We're kind of a little out of order here, but that's because we got a big get today. We got the big man.
Maybe the biggest man?
Physically?
No. Prize money wise and skill wise.
I'm also tall, though.
Very tall.
Very tall.
Very tall.
We have Emil Johansson actually coming to visit us and talk to us.
Daddy, yes! He said he is on his way. Ooh. He is staying here at the Ava as well, so I'm assuming it's a pretty quick jaunt over here.
Everybody's at the Ava.
This is the day after Joyride, the morning-ish after Joyride, so I'm sure he's feeling okay.
Yeah, he had a good night last night. He was having fun. I think he was out till probably like 5 a.m. or something, roaming, just living life.
As he should.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder what he got up to.
Well, I mean, we can ask.
Yeah, we should ask.
Yeah, should definitely ask him.
Do you think he's going to show up with the big check?
God, I hope he does, because I think that it would just fit right there on the wall. Real nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The biggest check.
I'm going to assume he's not going to show up with it.
Too humble?
Yeah.
Well, I did ask.
Oh, you did?
I did ask.
Oh, okay. Then I think you will.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. I think
it'd be pretty cool. So he's won 9 times in a row now?
8.
Won what 8 times in a row?
Crankworx Slopestyle events.
Did I already mess that up?
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track when it's this many.
How many events are there per Crankworx?
So there's always one Slopestyle per Crankworx, always.
Yeah.
And then they also have the pump track, the speed and style, the downhill race, maybe an air downhill race, which is a different downhill race. But the Slopestyle is always the penultimate, the big crowd getter, the exciting. They're all exciting, of course, but Slopestyle is special.
So for him to get to 9, he's like
8,
winning like 8.
I did mess up. There's a video here on Truck's Instagram story. They had a banner that said Emil Johansson 7 in a row, and then we got Mike Monger here, Truck employee, spray painting out the 7 and then putting 8 underneath.
Sick. Nice. Sick.
Legendary.
So yeah, 8 in a row. So that
how many Crankworx is that?
That would be 8 Crankworxes, and which only happen maybe 3 or 4 times a year. So that's over multiple years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's insane. That's like, it's one thing I think to go into something that like a season of sports and be dominant in that season, but this is over multiple years of winning. Like this is consistency on another level.
I'm impressed.
He's just so wildly consistent, like obviously in his results, but in his riding, he's just butter. I don't know how else to describe it. He just makes it look so easy.
Yeah, it's just the precision. Like even me as a layman, I was like, just like there's no doubt when you're watching. You're like, yeah, he's gonna land that. He's gonna land that.
Yeah,
like, it just goes.
It's almost like relaxed. Like it's a little easier to watch because you know he's gonna kill it.
Yeah, some people are just a little bit more hectic, and it's kind of fun in a different way. There's like this sort of chaos to it.
Will he, won't he?
Yeah. It's kind of like almost more thrilling in a certain type of way, but it's thrilling because he might crash.
And the tricks that he's doing are technical in the way that he's doing a lot of them opposite. So it means the foot forward. How would you, Jason, you describe this?
I mean, everyone has the preferred way to spin the bike or themselves or the bars because you're right foot forward or left foot forward, and that's just natural for you. So he does a lot of that, but also mixes in going the other way, which is like writing your name with the wrong hand.
Yeah.
Like it's a mind melter of a thing to do. And, but you can't tell. Like you
can't tell.
Different.
So he's ambike dexterous?
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah. There's some people who are throwing some opposite tricks, like opposite tail whip. And you could tell, it looks a little goofy because it's like throwing a softball with your left hand or your opposite hand, and it looks goofy. But he's just so clean. It's amazing.
Yeah. Should we talk about anything else while we kill time?
Well, see you, Crankworx.
Yeah, it's been great.
It's been great.
We're going to Quebec next week.
Yes, this is our next adventure to the land of poutine.
Yes, we're going on. I mean, we can probably say it. Like we're going to go on a quest of sorts.
We've basically convinced some people on the east coast of Canada to bring us over there to begin the search for the perfect poutine. The bikes are just secondary.
Yeah,
we just won't tell them that.
It's really about poutine. So we're all going to gain about 20 pounds at least over there.
I know.
We've actually been like throttling our bodies this summer in terms of biking, eating out, and then drinking. So if we sound a little rough, it's the day after Crankworx or a Joyride, which we were out very late. We explained it in another pod, so I don't want to go into it again. But
Also, let's give one more shout out to the Ava Hotel.
yeah,
Putting
seriously,
this up.
above and beyond. We've done, is it 6th podcast now?
Yeah, and again, this is out of order because we had to
Yeah.
put out Emil first, but we explain at one point that they've cleared out a room, they've taken out the beds, and they've just let us take over.
Yeah.
So people come in here and they're like, what? What's going on? Where are the beds? I wonder what Emil thinks he's going to walk into. Like us just chilling on
Probably
beds.
chilling on beds.
He's like,
probably.
what is this?
It's a bedcast.
Hey, so Jason, how did you meet Emil?
I've met him. That's a great question. I think just through doing the event circuit with Pink Bike and the Crankworxes and the Slopestyles. I believe I met him in person at Big White, actually the Big White Slopestyle a couple of years ago. And it's a much smaller event than here, and you're much more connected with the riders. It's very easy to access everyone. It's a smaller space, and he actually came up to me at the after party at Snowshoe Sam's there in Big White, and
Fine establishment.
great place. Actually, it is a really great place. And he let me know that he was a fan. He liked IFHD videos. He knew like how to buy a mountain bike and how to be a mountain biker. And I was like, man, I think I'm the fan actually. Like, this is the opposite of what
Sounds like the beginning of a
Should be
real
happening.
romance.
Emil is 23.
23.
So, I mean, I guess if he was watching some of those videos, he could have been pretty young. Surfing YouTube,
Yeah.
just messing around.
For sure. I mean, I
feel
think
old.
he's of yeah, but he's of that age of, and probably back in Sweden, like watching North American mountain bike content. We were probably up there.
So we love to talk in circles in this podcast, but we got to make it quick and snappy because he's a busy man. He wants
Yeah.
to go ride some trails.
That's fair.
And
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how many people are trying to pull him in another direction, you know?
Yeah, we're super fortunate to have him today.
Yeah.
Right after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're probably the first real scoop.
This little humble podcast started from not knowing what to call it mere months ago.
We're totally going to feed off each other today.
Oh man, I'm real hungry.
I'm
Yep.
starving.
Yep. My tummy is empty and I'm there he is. Come on in.
Come on in.
Come in. Hey. And we're live.
Welcome to the room.
This is a bit fun. This is actually from 3 years ago.
Oh, that
Oh,
still
perfect.
works.
We'll put it in the background.
Yeah.
I picked
Come
this
in.
up from, like, Reese got it sent here. Or he brought it to a reception because I left it at
put it
this
up?
place a couple years ago.
There you go.
Oh, sick.
The other one is still at SRAM.
Thanks for
Congrats.
being here. Thank
Congratulations.
You. Thank you. We're rolling, by the way.
I'm David,
already?
by
We're
the
in.
way.
We're
We're
in.
in. We're in.
I'm David, by the way.
You want to get in the zone?
Nice to meet you.
We're gonna try to we're gonna try our best to make it quick
Yeah.
because we know there's a mountain up there that needs to be ridden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going out.
So
Get nice and close to that microphone.
yeah.
You're right in there.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Here we can even tilt you up a little bit.
You want to rap?
Nope.
It's a
Should we
freestyle
get
rap
Lemoine here?
podcast. So
I got other friends doing that for me.
yeah,
okay,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's true. Well, first off, don't we have a gift?
Oh yeah, we have a gift. It's right kind of under here. This is.
Take a look at that.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Thank you very much.
We know the 25 grand, you know, is pretty good,
Yeah,
but
this is the real prize.
that doesn't
This
beat
is sweet,
the
yeah.
Swedish berries.
Yeah, for the viewers at home, it's a pack of Swedish berries.
That's probably my first candy since I got here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Do you like them?
These or candy?
Those.
Those I probably had never tasted.
What?
Do we do a live on-air tasting?
Wait, we're gonna ruin your like training and your
live review?
diet. Or are you like messing up your diet? Do you have a
Oh,
strict slope style diet?
fuck. No.
Candy's okay.
I take enough risks.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've never had it. I'm wondering if they're even Swedish.
I don't like.
Oh, it says
Wait.
Swedish berry.
Yeah,
Okay.
Swedish berries.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
We gotta try that.
Yeah, you gotta try it out.
Wait, what about Swedish fish? You know Swedish fish?
Yeah, it's funny with the Swedish fish though, because that's honestly the Swedish fish. We don't really have that in Sweden.
Really?
Like that candy style. Like it's a special candy style. We have fish candy, but not the same as
It
the
actually-
one that sells internationally.
Just sweetened
It-
herring.
Yeah, it
So
actually
do you
tastes
get-
like fish.
Do you guys know how these taste? Or?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
good.
they're great. They're really
delicious.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell us.
All right, he's
Let's get a
going
live
in.
review.
We need Cam McCall in here.
So he's chewing. He's
There's
masked.
been so much eating on these podcasts recently.
It's called, wow.
This is exactly how I expected the day after Crankworx to play out, for sure.
Well, good. Very, very chewy.
He likes it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have a soundboard
We have a
too.
soundboard.
There's absolutely no nutrition in those, so.
What?
Well, there's
They're
something,
fruit.
I guess.
Yeah.
They're fruit.
Put some sugar.
That's true.
It's basically just dried fruit, I think.
That's
a lot
true.
of syrup. Yeah.
So Emil, we have on this podcast we do an intro
Yep.
to let people know who you are, and I think I wrote this one, but I want Dave to read it,
Ooh.
And then you're going to rate it out of 10.
and then you rate it out of 10 for accuracy and how much you like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
You
go
ready?
for it.
You prepared?
Oh, wait, one more thing. Dave's the non-mountain biker of the group.
Oh, yeah.
So we can
Because
make
of
fun of
mountain
him.
Yesterday was the first event I've ever been to of any kind.
Oh, sweet.
And so I got to see a good one.
Yeah. Now you don't have to go to any of that.
One and done. One and
that's
done,
it.
baby.
I saw the peak of the sport and
Yeah.
I'm out.
No, but like for real, like I think Whistler is pretty unmatched with
Yeah, it was pretty
a
incredible.
lot of other ones.
Yeah. All right, well, here we go. Our guest today hails all the way from Trollhättan, Sweden. How to do with that?
Great.
Sweet. Okay. He is what I would call a wizard on a bike that specializes in slopestyle and freeride. At the ripe old age of 23, he's already won 8 Crankworx slopestyle events, competed in the gnarliest contest on earth, Red Bull Rampage, and has made his passion for cycling his full-time job. Fresh off a huge win at Red Bull Joyride here in Whistler, the one, the only, Emil Johansson.
We laugh at him? What's going on? What the hell's going on?
All right.
I'm new to soundboard.
You got a dock points for that soundboardage.
I think that's
Felt
a
good?
9. 9
A
out of
9?
I'll
10.
take it. I'll
Wow.
absolutely take it.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good. That's a high run one score.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next one is gonna be incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a 9 club. Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
might
it-
just take it easy on the next one actually, because that might be a winning score
peak.
anyways.
How was your night?
Good. Yeah.
Saw you out there in the crowd watching Amine.
Yeah.
Good
Actually,
concert.
I've probably only ever heard one song, so it's like, I wonder if I know this song. Nope. This one. Nope.
What do you
This
know?
one. Oh yeah, this one. I know that.
You
Was
know
it
Caroline?
Caroline?
Yeah, Caroline. The song Caroline. Do you even know the title of it?
No.
Oh yeah. You just
Probably
know.
Caroline.
Yeah. If it was the final song, I think
Yeah, it was his last.
they were turning it up to
But
100.
Don't get me wrong. Like it was sick.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
What'd you get up to after the Red Bull concert? Were you roaming?
Yeah, we roamed around town. We got to some after party, but pretty mellow.
Where'd you end up?
At a parking lot.
Oh,
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
very nice.
That was all good.
Did you see the sun come up?
No.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah.
Responsible.
How many hours? How many hours of sleep you running off?
4.
Okay, sounds accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's it like after winning an event like that, and like just like every step you take, people are trying to like fist bump you, high five you, hug, whatever.
It's strange, honestly. Like, it's almost hard to grasp in the environment. Like, people like literally running after me, like Emil. I'm like trying to go up the hill, trying to focus on something, and it's like people running up to me, and it's like I want to give all the fans all the time possible, like, because that's what I like. If I was a kid, like, and I saw my idol or like someone I wanted a signature from, like, to see them walk away, like, I wouldn't want that. At the same time, it's like it's hard because I also gotta like respect my profession to make sure that I'm ready for when the show is on, and then I can give the signatures. But no, it's crazy. It's mind blowing, honestly.
How many autographs do you think you signed this week?
Couple of. It's about 1,000 at least.
Wow,
Above 1,000.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh my God.
Or it has to be. Like, we had a couple of signing sessions. I think we had 50, 100, or 2. Like, I don't even know how many. And then all the time. So maybe like roughly 1,000.
So when you're up at the start gate and you see the sea of people. I think
Yeah.
they said like 38,000 people or some crazy number. Are you kind of, I'm going to parallel this with the name of our podcast, feeding off that crowd? Like, is that kind of, you feel the energy and the excitement, and, or are you putting it out of your mind? You're just like, no, focus, tunnel vision.
Yeah, it's strange. Like in the beginning, like it got to me. Like I felt it in a different way than nowadays. It's like, again, it's like almost too big to grasp, and like I can't really allow my mind to like focus on that stuff. Like obviously, like hearing the crowd and stuff when you're going down the course, it's exciting and like it gets you pumped and so on. But at the same time, you got to be so mentally focused. So I think a lot of times I go full tunnel vision pretty much.
Yeah, for
From
sure.
start to finish, like, and that doesn't just go for the contest run. It goes for like literally from when the contest starts till the contest ended.
Yeah, or even like practice, right? And
Yeah.
that kind of prepping for it. Interesting.
Do you have any rituals before you drop in? I saw someone up on top of the hill, I think like tap wood or something. Do you have any like superstitious kind of rituals? Or you just
Not necessarily. I mean, like, I just gotta do what I gotta do. Like, if I feel like my arm is itching, I itch it, and then I go. It's like I don't really have any specific thing. Like,
Any music
Some-
or anything like that?
so it depends on like what mood I'm in. Like sometimes I clap my hands just to like get amped up or something, but it's not like I gotta like clap my hands like 2.5 times or something to get
Yeah.
it done. I don't really necessarily trust in that or like believe in those things.
Put the abilities on yourself, and
Yeah.
you know you can do it, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
do you feel a sense of relief today, like compared to how you felt yesterday?
Totally. Like the lead up to this event has been very difficult. So to now, like somehow, some way, even the fact that I was able to ride yesterday is like a win already. So definitely relieved. And it's strange. Like competitions change. Like for me, 3 years ago when I won, like I was like over the moon, excited. I'm still like really excited, but it's a different type of excitement. Like it's way less like external. Like it's way more internal, I would say. And especially with this one, it was like a huge relief more than anything, just to be on the hill and perform again. Like I didn't really think I would do that a month ago. So
Tell us about your hand.
So I was out riding downhill bikes. It's really slippery, and I just had a stupid crash where I punched a rock when I crashed. Snapped the middle bone to my ring finger on a Friday.
Which finger is that? On your right hand?
Here, like you
Oh,
can
yeah.
see, it's a bit swollen if you look at it.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
definitely
Oh,
puffy.
shit. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
So Wednesday marked 4 weeks in surgery,
Wow.
and I was riding on Tuesday. And yesterday marked exactly a month. Like on July 13th, I got the surgery done.
No
and
way.
on July 14th, I left the hospital. So today it's exactly 1 month. And last week, like flying out here, I like even if I just like stuck my hand in the pocket and I got caught on like the edge of the pocket, it hurt like so bad that I was like doubting myself, even if it was like worth flying out.
Right.
And on Tuesday, somehow, some way, it kind of just worked and rolled with it. But I've been, it's been difficult for sure.
No doubt. You still have the hardware. Obviously, you have hardware in there then, like holding it
Yeah,
together.
it will be in. It depends. Like it would stay in, could stay in for a couple of years, rest of my life, a couple of months. It depends. Like there's no need to take it out unless I have issues with it, because the surgery went well and the surgeon, I don't know like if it's standard to do it, but basically like they call like, so your bone has like a skin on it almost, and he opened that skin up, put the plate and the bolts inside it, closed the skin up, and then closed up the hand over it. So basically everything runs like it should over it, because otherwise like there's way bigger risk for like scar tissue buildup and stuff,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which has
those-
still been issues, but way less than it could have been if it was like just a standard surgeon that would have done it.
So is it painful when you're riding? Because we would never know that.
Yeah, the
You-
first couple of days were pretty bad. It felt like, I don't know, it's strange to like try to compare it to something, but like just the fact like my hand wasn't really used to holding a bar. And so Tuesday I was at the river jumps. That was my first time hitting jumps in like a month. Trying to figure things out, and like I would do like, how many jumps is it, like 5? I would get to the end of it and like my hand would be cramped up. I would like almost need my other hand to like open it up fully, you know, like because it feels like almost like you've been in the bike park.
Yeah.
You got the claw hand.
Yeah.
The
Just like
hand.
you can like open it up, but it adapted pretty fast.
So are you? Is it painful during your run? During your
Not necessarily, no. But I also been taking like ibuprofen
Okay.
and stuff just to
I was
like
gonna say.
needing to like lower the inflammation because it got pretty puffy after the first day.
Do you have?
I've been icing it for like 2 hours a day.
Right. I was gonna ask, do you have like a sports doctor you can like talk to, or
Yeah.
a physio? Yeah. And
So over the last couple of years, I've kind of developed a network around me with people that I trust, and now we have an athlete doctor on site as well that I have contact with, as well as some other people that I've got to know over the years that I can trust, and I can bounce ideas back and forward with, and so on.
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't think the regular fan or viewer knows like all the behind the scenes that kind of goes into making you be able to perform.
Totally, it's it's a full-time job, and it's a lot of puzzle pieces that needs to be put together to be able to perform on any given day. Really.
Is your family here with you?
No
No.
family here. They were here 3 years ago, though, which was pretty sweet.
So have you spoken to them since your win?
Yeah, I just spoke with mom and dad for a bit.
They're
Are they
stoked.
Yeah, no, they're excited. For sure.
They're like, oh, okay, yeah, of course, yeah.
They
Or are they like, "Whew, you made it?
it's hard. I think they don't really try to let it get to me. So they're like trying to keep it low key a bit, but no, they were really excited, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's because they know every bit of the process, and I've been on the phone with them. Like I was at APC like last week, the Athlete Performance Center that Redbull has,
Okay.
trying to figure stuff out, and I got I got X-ray done last week, and to see how it healed, and like they've been involved in every bit of the process, so they pretty much know how good this felt.
Yeah. They get it then.
Yeah.
They get the what's happening, and
Totally.
they're stoked. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's great. So how much longer are you here for?
In Canada,
Yeah, in Whistler particularly.
a couple of days, I think.
Okay, so how you plan to spend it?
Bike park.
By
Bike
park?
park.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good for the hands, I heard.
Yeah.
What do you like to
but
hit?
like honestly, like riding the bike has been probably the game changer for just the rehab of the hand.
Really?
Right.
Just using it as it's like used to be used, which is pretty harsh, honestly. Like riding isn't like necessarily the nicest way to do it. We will see yet how the bike park is. Like a lot of brake bumps will
Watch
get
the
to
brake
it.
bumps.
Yeah, just like
Avoid them.
zigzagging. But I think, yeah, it should be. I'm excited. I haven't been in Whistler riding for 3 years, so I got a new bike and haven't been on my bike since I crashed. So I'm stoked.
What do you like to ride in the bike park?
What trails?
Yeah, what are you stoked when you're
Honestly,
flying over?
I'm like the type of guy who just never memorizes the name of the
Okay.
trails.
Okay.
And then like the only ones that like stuck in my brain is like A-Line and Dirt Merchant because I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And then besides that, like whenever I'm somewhere, I probably just follow around like locals or someone I'm riding with, and then just follow them top to bottom and forget whatever trail I was on, really. But
Do you enjoy the tech here in Whistler?
yeah, I enjoy everything.
Yeah.
Like gnarly, rocky shit is always scary though. But and Whistler is beyond anything standard when it comes to like what I get to ride in the bike park back home. So it's cool.
Nice.
Cool to be here.
And then what? What's next?
Next for me, I will go to District Ride in the beginning of September. And that's
Big.
back for the first time in 5 years. So
Where is that?
in Nuremberg,
Okay, yeah.
Germany.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
What is that setup again?
It's like through the streets, right? Like
Yeah.
big,
So
big
it's like
obstacles.
an urban
Right.
slopestyle dirt jump event.
Mm.
Are they still gonna have where you get in the elevator and you go to the top
Yeah.
of the building?
Yeah.
And, oh yeah, okay. It's awesome.
They have that crowd.
Did you ever
pleaser.
compete in that one?
Yeah,
Oh,
5
okay.
years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while, I guess.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Crankworx is a very it's almost like someone described it as a trade show now, as much as it is a hub for
Competition.
events and competitions. And we wanted to ask you your experience with the business side of mountain biking, because obviously you got into mountain biking to have fun.
Yeah.
But now you have a lot of people around you,
Yeah.
a lot of suits.
Not
Does
necessarily. Like
No?
a lot of suits, I would say.
no?
Mountain bikers tend to not use it.
Yeah, a lot of plaid.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
A lot of flannel. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, do you enjoy any side of that part of mountain biking, or
So-
or is there like a buffer around you? Other people kind of take care of that for you, and you get to focus on what you do best.
Yeah, in the beginning, I was working with an athlete manager,
Okay.
or like what do you call it?
An
yeah,
agent?
an agent, and it's awesome. Like in the beginning, just to learn everything, and then as the years go by, like starting to understand more of it instead of just being like a full stranger to it. And yeah, I don't really. I think it's pretty sick, honestly. Like obviously, I got into biking because I love that part of it, but to be able to get food and live a life, you have to do other things as well to keep it rolling. And I enjoy pretty much all aspects of it, as long as I still have time to ride my bike.
That's good. So you have fun all the time then.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to answer this, but are there incentives for you to win from your sponsors? Like you get prize money and they chip in more? Because there's a rumor that sponsors will double your prize money.
There's a lot of rumors out there, honestly. But yeah, like I think any athlete that looked over the contract probably has a bonus structure
Gotcha.
in there somewhere. And with a bonus structure, you can adapt it to what you think is achievable. And I mean, it's a negotiation. Like both ends of the party got to agree to what they think is reasonable and whatnot. But yeah, there is bonus with winning. Like first of all, you get a bonus for the event. Then second of all, you might have a bonus overlap for the next year, so you get additional money your following year, like as a salary raise. And then with winning or like with performing, the value with the athlete goes up. So obviously that's a kick as well.
So what are you going to spend the money on? Are you just
What?
putting it in the bank? Is this like the top question?
I still run the same vehicle as I had when I
Oh,
was
yeah?
18. Like haven't bought any other one. Probably should. The AC's been broken for like 4 years.
You don't need that in Sweden.
I do in the summer. It's pretty
No
brutal,
way.
but
What vehicle?
it's a Volvo.
Okay.
It's been doing me good until recent years. It's just started breaking down. But
So you're going to buy a CD player?
no, I actually got Bluetooth.
Wow, nice.
Flashy. But it's not stock. I need to modify it. But no, I'm looking to get a house at some point to get better training compound. But it's something that takes time. Like the housing market now is pretty fucked. So
Whereabouts in Sweden are you living?
I live in Dalarna. So or that's the county, and then I live in Falun.
Okay. And
That's
for
like-
Dave, who doesn't know Sweden at all.
Yeah, it's
and
just me.
And me. Whereabouts is that in proximity
Like
to
in the middle of it.
in the middle? Okay.
Pretty much. Like I think it's like 1 or 2 hours north from where I live. It's like the exact center of like Sweden.
Is there mountains? Is it mountainous?
It's
Flat?
hilly.
Hilly?
Yeah.
Hilly.
It's like rounded. it's not like here.
Yeah.
I wish it was like here. This is just way better.
Where do you have some of your favorite memories of riding? Where in the world?
Where in the world?
Yeah.
Whistler's been treating me well. Like I like it here. The bike park is good, and then Canada overall, like a lot of good riding here over the years. And then I gotta say New Zealand is pretty sick.
Yeah.
It's favorite probably. Just because when I'm in New Zealand, it's like winter everywhere else. So I'm like, feels like already being there, you're kind of winning, you know, like not needing to sit in the snow all day. So, no.
Well, since we're on the topic of Sweden, let's transition to hockey. Dave's a big hockey guy. He wanted to talk to you about hockey.
Yeah.
Did you ever play? Do you have any relationship with
Yeah.
hockey? Because I'm a big hockey fan, and also we're from Vancouver, so I'm a Canucks fan, and there's like a big history of Swedish players playing for the Canucks, like Sedins and Naslund and on and on. So I was curious, A, if you play hockey, and B, if you know like any of the pros.
Nope.
No, you don't know? Because I looked up Dahlin's from your hometown, right? Rasmus Dahlin?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No,
Okay, it's all good.
Us either.
So, like,
we have no idea.
Like growing up, like,
Yeah,
I frothed like doing sports, like football,
right.
handball, hockey,
Yeah.
whatever I could do really. But biking is literally the only thing that I was passionate enough to like even
Right.
like sit at a desk or like a table and like type in on YouTube.
Right.
Like find like sick riders
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like, but hockey is like always, I honestly can't say I watch more than like out of like my memory, maybe 2 full games in my whole
Right.
life.
Fair.
All right, well, transitioning out of hockey back to biking. What was your first bike?
My first bike, like at what level? Like you mean like
Very
when I was,
first
like,
bike you ever
very
remember
first
riding?
bike? I was probably
Yeah.
like from my cousin or something. I don't
Oh.
know, like a Swedish brand.
Well, how about the first bike you like fell in love with that you felt like it was yours?
The first bike I actually bought, like my dad bought 50% of it, and I bought the other 50. Like we
Nice.
like split it.
Shout out, Dad.
I was like a Scott. It was a Scott JR24 or something. Like honestly, not a dirt jump bike, but I like ripped the cables off and ran it single speed, and I couldn't do X-ups because it would hit the pedal.
I was
So
too
I needed
short.
to like
Oh,
do
yeah.
like this to like do X-ups, but
Like you'd have to raise the pedal.
Yeah.
yeah, sketchy.
yeah, but
And did you just destroy that bike?
it ended up being my tramp bike for like
Oh, nice.
freaking like 7 years.
And what's a tramp bike for those out there who don't know?
You kind of take the wheels off, bottom bracket, or like cranks, then just kind of get some foam to like tape out the ugly edges so you don't jam your ankles too bad when you do tail ups and stuff, and just jump on the trampoline with it.
Or tear the trampoline with like the sprocket
yeah.
or something?
Yeah.
But do you put the tennis balls on the fork? I'm going to build one of these
No, I
pretty
did
soon.
not. I probably should have done that, but I just taped it like maniac.
We
And it was
tramp biked
pretty
a lot.
like accurate in weight as well, because there was so much tape on it that it kind of felt like a bike.
Is that how you got so good at biking, tramp biking?
Not necessarily, but I didn't have a lot of bike trails where I grew up. It's looking back, it's very strange how I end up in the position I'm in. Like it wasn't meant to be with the given training playgrounds that was around, like because there weren't any like really that good. So yeah, no, it's strange when I think about it.
Did you have like we grew up in Richmond, which is the airport where you land, and not here in Whistler on the North Shore. And like we had like spots, and it wasn't a very good town for cycling either. But we had like the skate park and the dirt jumps. Did you have those spots, or even like the town bank that you would do bar spins out of, or something?
Yeah, so we had a bank.
The bank?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
The
everyone has a
bank,
bank.
yeah.
The bank.
And I learned like my first techno and stuff, but we had like some, I wouldn't call it dirt jump spots, like, or like trails. It was literally like, yeah, I don't know, lips were like this or something. But it felt huge when we were like 6 or 7 years old. You're like, oh my God, that bang. Like that gap is way too long. But yeah, we had a couple of those around town, but not a huge dirt jump scene. But I was fortunate though, like that I grew up in the age or like the time when I grew up, because kind of like around like 2006 till 2010, dirt jumping were booming like crazy, especially in the just bike shops were like buying in dirt jump bikes, and it felt like all kids around town had like a Kona stuff or what, like those orange or blue ones, or like a Scott or stuff like that. So that's kind of the time I grew up. So there were a lot of kids just at school that had a bike to like literally do wheelies on.
Was that because slopestyle is becoming more of a thing and dirt jumping, and like the country itself was kind of pushing it, or
I think it was the industry.
The industry.
Yeah, and it was like this new cool thing, really. But yeah, nice.
Nice.
Kind of forgot what the question was.
No, I was just thinking back, like watching the Swedish scene kind of grow up from North America, and like seeing like Martin Soderstrom, obviously, like just kind of going to these different dirt jump contests and skate parks, and it's like, whoa, like it was in some ways it was better than here, I think, in terms of if you wanted to do that as for a living, you could really like pursue it.
Yeah, dirt jumping was, or it's always been way more of a European thing than North American, for sure.
Who are those early influences for you? Like your idols growing up?
It's funny, like that Lemoine did that Timo Pretzel yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I think Timo was my first.
That's sick.
Like my first idol, because at the bike shop they like played his edits all the time, and I would literally go in there like just stare at it for days.
I remember those edits.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think
Sick
of?
tabletops and stuff.
What did you think of Lemoine's move? Where'd you see that? Like,
so
tell
rad.
us about it from your perspective.
It's so rad. It was terrifying to watch him eye it out in practice. Cause it's like obviously I didn't plan on doing it myself, so I never even like paid attention to like eyeing it out. So I didn't really know how possible it looked or didn't look. I just saw it from behind. I was like, hell no, I'm not jumping that. Fuck that. Like, because if you would take the platform out of the way and you would move the landing to where you actually landed, like that thing looks insane.
Yeah.
So that he manned up and did that is so crazy. And I had a hard time watching him try it. Like, I looked away the first time he went for it because I was like, this is just too fucked up.
Yeah, it was weird as a spectator just watching him take practice runs in. And you're like, why is he pedaling? Like, what? Because we don't know what he wants to do. And then just see him go for it. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you want to maybe explain a bit better about what it is he did?
Yeah, so there's like a final, I don't know what you call that, like step up, step down. There's
Like a box.
On-off box. or
On-off
something.
box,
Yeah, and he just jumped the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
That's it. He just pedaled his ass off and jumped the whole damn thing. He didn't even land on top.
Yeah.
When I saw it, there was kind of rumblings that he was going to do it. And we didn't know for sure. And I was facing the opposite way. Like, box was behind me. I was talking to a friend, and we were just talking about like relaxing at the lake. And then all of a sudden he screams at me, "Oh my God, he did it!" And I turn around and I just see boom, and he just explodes. And I thought he was done. And then like 10 minutes later, we see him ride it again. Just like he hops up, just does it super chill. 30 minutes later, he tries it again.
Yeah.
Goes so deep, hangs on. Everybody just goes nuts. It reminded me of like being a kid watching some of the early days, or like Timo or Bear Claw 360ing that road gap. Is like, yeah, fist pumping. Incredible.
Yeah, I'm actually curious about your perspective on that course in general. And like, I think the theme was that they're kind of like trying to get the weird, quote unquote, weird stunts back into slopestyle and like change it up with like the fruit bowl. And I don't know if they intended someone to gap the final on-off box.
They
but
totally did not intend that last on-off. It was too short.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
The platform was too short. Like,
That's what we were saying when we were
like,
watching.
No riders were able to, like, unless you spun off it and like raced up it, there's no way you had like good speed. Like, almost majority of all riders like back down a lot on what they would have liked to do onto it, just because you needed to land so perfectly. And still a lot of people took a bitch crank, or like just crank on top to get that bit of extra speed. But to your question, yeah, I think with the fruit bowl and having two different, like, the fruit bowl is interesting because there's so many different ways to ride it. It's slopestyle itself is like pretty straight on. You got to jump, you attack it one way, not the other. You may land backwards or like take off backwards if you want, but like you can't really do much more than that. So to have a feature where you kind of like slows down and you're able to ride in multiple different ways, it's sick.
You like that? Like, you want to see more of that?
I think it's a cool element. Honestly, I would like to have longer courses as well. I think the courses are too short. Like this one, we had 2 jumps on, 1 hip jump, and that's it with proper jumps. Then we had like a step. Like for me, it doesn't necessarily need to be just like jumps. It's like regular jumps either, but like having more features on the course is sick. So maybe we can get to see that in the future, and with adapting things like the fruit bowl and getting a quarter pipe back in there, it's just exciting. Like it's fun for us as athletes to show up and like not just do the same tricks as we done all season, but just on a different feature that we just got to figure out the speed for, rather than like, okay, well, how do I really ride this thing? Like, what's the best thing I can do on it? And the fruit bowl it was cool. Like, I don't know, like top 5, I think, rode it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Totally.
I think it's like from a trail building perspective, it's very creative. But then from a riding perspective, everybody's clearly getting very creative because you don't know what to expect. And people are doing like 3 tricks out of it. People are riding it like kind of twice, like a loop almost. And yeah, it's really sweet. We wondered if there was some sort of issue with the 2 first wood jumps.
Like the 4-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone looked like they landed low on the first, and then you're like screwed for the second.
Slopestyle is really, like over the years with being involved in builds and riding spots, building my own jumps, speed is so hard to predict. The only thing I know is that when you go straight down a hill, you're gonna be flying, especially on a bike that you have like, I don't know, PSI, but we run like 4.5, 5 bars in the tires, which is like 60 PSI.
CSC,
Yeah.
With suspension that doesn't move unless you like actually land hard. So the speed that we get, that we can pick up very rapidly after getting a lot of elevation is crazy. So on this specific course, it ended up being a speed issue for the first jump, which is not unusual. Like it happens. Like in the dream scenario, you would literally drop into a course and you would need to pump for every single jump, and like you land and you like push and it's like perfect for the next one. But it's to have that, it's you would like need to build a course, have it for a year, adapt it, have it, like it's just such a long evolution of it to get it to that level.
Totally.
And yeah, so on this course, it was tricky for us. A lot of athletes went very far, and it's also like riding competitions is really demanding on a lot of aspects. And it's very easy that people get like pumped up and you kind of forgot to make sure you take the extra big tap because you're like amped up and like, I want to go huge on this
For
jump.
sure.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like,
Yeah. A Kodak
passing
courage.
the landing. And I've done that myself, like in the past, and shit happens. Like you just gotta try to learn from it. But it's a bit frustrating when it is a course that sometimes like limits us as riders with just the speed at the same time as it's a competition. So I think a competition should test all capabilities of an athlete and a rider, and the speed judgment is a huge part of it.
For
so
sure.
you definitely get to see which ones are able to adapt to it. And like I say, like I don't want this to come off wrong, but there is a huge element of that as well in there.
Yeah, I don't think we're trying to talk negatively about course builders
No.
here or anything like that. It's more just like identifying the struggles you go through to throw down what you want to show, right?
Yeah.
Is there any one course that stands out as being the closest to perfect for in your eyes in the past?
I gotta say, like Rotorua back in 2017 is probably the best course I've been on. Like literally drop in, push for the first step down, land, push, and then just like kept going the whole way. But it's an interesting course because it goes like pretty high up. You go down, 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 and then up with a step up. And all of a sudden, it's almost like each landing, the platform of the bottom of the landing kind of raises, and then it like drops again. So it kind of goes like a wave like this, which is perfect on that course. But then they rebuild it a bit, and all of a sudden it wasn't as perfect anymore. And it's also like very difficult because like some tricks demand a certain speed and a certain way to approach the jump. So to kind of find that middle ground, it's so hard.
Totally. When you bring up Rotorua or even Innsbruck too, when you show up as an athlete year after year, and you see it's like pretty much the same course, are you stoked because you know and you're like kind of like remember it, or are you like, I wish it was like completely different?
I wish it was completely different. It's that's like riding to me. Like when you ride same things over and over again, takes a bit of enjoyment out of it. And I think being able to adapt, like we spoke about prior, like it tests the riding capabilities of each rider, and having different courses, it's sick. It's exciting for the crowd. Like even though they didn't intend to have Lemoine jump that last thing, like it's one of the craziest things I've witnessed. And like the crowd on top of that, like it was crazy. Like it was electric.
Did you speak to Lemoine?
Yeah.
What did you tell him?
He's crazy. I just told him it's dumb. No, but we spoke about it like during the week, and he was like, I saw him eye it out, and I like asked him about it. And it's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. And it's like, it's interesting because at Crankworx, we're literally like the 15 best people in the world at what we do. And each athlete, even though we're kind of in the same range, we can never like jump into another one's capacity and be like, well, this seems approachable, you know? For me, that wasn't an approachable thing. Like I was like, I'm not jumping that. It was an easy call. Like it doesn't speak to me to do it. But for Lemoine, it was like, well, I'm going for it. And it's tricky when you see those things. Like in this case, like I had full trust in his capabilities. At the same time, it's just like if something goes wrong, if it would go like 10 centimeters too short.
Yeah.
Touch the drop, you know, like
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
that's like the type of things as a spectator you think about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I'll usually get more nervous and pumped up when I see my friends ride than when I ride myself. So you always think about a lot of different elements when you...
Because you're not in control, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. And like when you're doing it yourself, you're just ready to live with the risks of it
Yeah.
in a different way.
So speaking of New Zealand, we heard that you actually were stuck for 6 months. Is this true? Like
6 months?
Or
6 weeks?
6
like
weeks?
COVID, New Zealand lockdown.
Is this true?
It's not true.
Someone's telling us lies?
Reese, maybe. You know Reese. Filmer
But
Reese.
I got stuck.
You did get stuck.
Yeah, I got stuck, but not for 6 weeks.
Oh.
So pandemic broke out. Me and Eric was there. I was supposed to film a video project for Red Bull. Filmer was supposed to fly out of Canada. Flight got canceled into New Zealand. And it was like, well, it was like in the beginning, like no one really knew what was going on. So it's like, well, I'm just going to try to book a new flight. Tried to book a new flight. Didn't manage to book a new flight. Okay, well, how can I get to Canada? And we looked into that. And 2 days later, they shut the borders. And it seemed like we were in the bubble in New Zealand. Like everything was still normal because they didn't have any cases. The whole world just shut down. So it was like, yes, I'm just staying here. And all of a sudden, like in 2 days, they went from like regular life to full lockdown.
Like no leave your house.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I was fortunate because I was staying at Red Bull used to have like a Red Bull athlete house in Queenstown. So me and Eric were staying there. I managed to get like gym equipment and stuff. And there were no flights from the country at all. And my other flights got canceled because I had this crazy round trip going on. And then I managed to find a flight and I flew out like a week later.
Oh, it was just a week? Okay.
Yeah, just a week in lockdown, yeah.
Yeah. What did you guys do to pass the time? At least you had Eric to chat with, I guess.
What did we do? I don't know. Can't really remember. Just great question. I think the first couple of days goes fast.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. It's just stressful trying to book flights, trying to arrange things.
Yeah, you're just trying to get
So
home.
like, kind of remember what we did for. Like, I think we were still allowed to go to grocery store to get food. But besides that, we were just chilling.
No bike riding.
Nope, nothing. But yeah, it was interesting though when we were in New Zealand for 2 weeks this fall. We needed to be in quarantine for Crankworx Rotorua. That was pretty fucked.
Right. Describe
was-
that for the people, because the people at home don't know maybe that you did Crankworx Rotorua.
Yeah.
Obviously, you flew in.
Yeah.
But you did get shuttled from there to the hotel, from the airport to the hotel, right?
It looks like a crazy movie. Like, it's so strange. Like, arrive and you have all these papers. You look at the papers and like you can go through, and then you don't pick up your luggage. They pick up your luggage, and then we all just went like we're like jail members right onto this bus. The bus drives us to a hotel. We stand in the queue. We got to keep 2 meters space. Get in, like each of everyone, like, and you see your luggage, but you're not allowed to touch the luggage. And then your luggage get delivered up to your room. And then once it's at your room, you're not allowed to like deliver it out. So I had my bikes and I had like a lot of things in the bike bag. So I somehow managed to like pick those things out that I needed because I had some training equipment with me. But it's just really strange. Like, we need to book time slots for walking. So it's like you're allowed to walk outside for 30 minutes a day.
Wow.
That's it. And literally wake up, call the reception, can I book a time slot for walking? They're like, we have one at 11:30 tonight. It's like,
That is so dystopian.
it's
like-
dude, it's
That's insane.
like, it felt like a dystopian podcast. Like, we got the Swedish one, which is like full dystopian, where they like speak about all these crazy things.
Oh, yeah.
And it felt like I was living it.
Oh, wow.
And you walk around and you're not allowed to pass anyone. And I was like doing jumping jacks because I got bored like pretty fast. And I was like, no jumping jacks. It's like, why? You can break your ankle. I was like, the odds of that happening is so low, but at the same time, I'm like, well, if I would have COVID in this case and break my ankle, like, would be a problem because then it would get in the hospital and stuff. So I respect that. It just felt really frustrating knowing that I was at my room doing it, you know?
Yeah, of course.
But that was an interesting experience. I wouldn't want to do it again, but definitely got a lot of computer work done.
Great.
Yeah.
Played a lot of Tetris.
Yeah, jeez.
Bike school. What comes to mind when you hear bike school?
Not sure. What do you want to know?
Well, we were told to ask you about this. It seems
Yep.
like there's some sort of program that you had access to in your teenage years where you could literally bike for part of your education. You had like an elective where you could just ride. Is this
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with the school system here, but in Sweden you go like elementary school 1 till 9th grade, and then you select a subject you want to dive into, and this subject could be, you could do carpentry, and then like you've done those 3 years, and then you like 1 year of do you call it trials? Like, you basically go and work for a year, but for no money.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you're like fully educated.
Internship.
Yeah,
Internship.
internship. And then you like either go to university or high school after that. So we call it gymnasium in Swedish. So when you're 16, you start gymnasium. And there's various different gymnasiums around Sweden that has different sports programs. However, when I was 16, there were 2 different ones in Sweden actually that had mountain biking with gravity focus. There's an additional one that has just cross country and like road cycling.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yep. And I went to one of them. The other one got shut down a couple of years later. But so yeah, 4 times a week we were having training sessions. Sometimes on the bike, sometimes off the bike, like in the gym. So it was a school that had like, we had also the only velodrome in the whole Sweden at the gym that I lived right next to in an apartment. So I moved there when I was 16. I moved out of my parents' place. I moved in with like 2 roommates that was kind of the same age as me. And they were riding bikes, and we just did that and studied.
So like,
Amazing.
is it like, okay, Tuesday we're gonna focus on bar spins, and then
No,
Thursday?
no, it's no.
Today's Oppo,
It's-
everybody.
Yeah.
I just did those days, yeah. No, so it was very broad. Because
Okay.
when I started, I think in total in first, second, and third grade on the gymnasium, we were like maybe 15 people. Maybe. Now they are like 50.
Wow.
So it's way different. I think they had like 30, I think it was 25 students that applied for enduro biking at this school this year, going into this fall. So it's a lot more now than it used to be when I was at school. So basically we were like 15 in total. That meant like 2 BMX racers, 2 downhill racers, 1 enduro, 1 like BMX / dirt jump guy, couple people that were like a bit more focused on like wanting to do slopestyle, and some people just basically went to that school to get out of their parents' place.
I was gonna say, it sounds like the class skipping class sometimes.
Yeah, so, but that's just how it goes. Like it's in Sweden we have a private system, or like it was a private school. It's privately owned, but they get like funding from the government for it. So for each student, they get money. So nevertheless, if they're serious or not, the school wants money. So there's people going there. But now it's gotten way more selective with a bigger demand.
That's awesome. And does it breed? Well, obviously you went there, and
Yeah.
you're doing pretty well. Is there anyone else who you know who's like gone further, whether it's slopestyle or BMX or cross country?
Yeah, there's a lot of great students at the
Yeah.
moment that are really building up, and it's very fortunate where that school is located. Like I moved to that city 7 years ago to start school, and I still live there. That's the reason I live there. I don't really think I would have moved there otherwise at all ever. But we got some good trails around town. I'm in like a sport academy with like other athletes as well. But an hour from where I live, there's Dome Adrenaline Zone, which is like the indoor spot with airbag and foam pit and stuff. So it's just crazy how like the stars aligned for that to open up so close to where I live.
That place looks insane. Like with the giant, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like giant airbag landings that look like perfect. To just learn anything.
It's freaking amazing. It's if I would have had that like when I was 15, holy crap. Like I see kids now, they've been like, I've just been riding for like 3 years, and they do like flip triple bars and like really, they gotten really good at doing tricks really fast. Because I remember like you needed to really, really, really man up to go from like foam pit to mulch jump, you know? Mm-hmm. But now it's like foam pit, airbag, mulch jump. Like there's a way easier process, and also just bigger stuff. Like when I grew up, like the foam pit lip maybe was this big.
Right.
If you're lucky, you got around on like a flip bar. So it's cool to see how it's all evolving.
Well, you've trained hard to the point where everything you do just looks like butter and effortless. Does it annoy you when people say that slopestyle's gotten boring? Because I read that a couple times this morning.
Yeah.
People recapping the event.
Some
And
well-educated commenters, I'm sure.
I don't think I was bored yesterday watching.
Some
that.
well-educated ones, definitely.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Not necessarily. I mean, like, I don't expect anyone to be able to understand what I do. So with that said, it's like, if someone appreciates it or likes it, sweet. At the same time, it's like, if they don't, well, who am I to tell them they should, you know? And it's interesting because in the end of the day, like competitions, it's a competition. Like, and we have a competition format, and it's basically like the most technical, diverse run wins the competition. There's a lot of elements in it that weighs in, like, and it's hard to, if we don't have features that like push us to only do like stylish tricks that the mainstream average Joe wants to see, there's gonna be high technicality spins, flips, bar spins, tail whips. Like that's how it is. It's competition. If they don't enjoy that, go watch a video part. It's because there's so much on the internet to watch. So the people that even are taking time out of their day to like bother with that stuff, I feel bad for them.
Yeah, there's a lot of negativity out there for sure. And I'm curious, you're only 23, but let's pretend you're driving the slopestyle bus of the sport. Where do you drive it? Do you go bigger features and more fruit bowls and teeter totters and go crazy? Or do you go with those like more jumps, more technical, throw the more bar spins, more kind of like, I guess to the regular viewer, you can't tell that it's crazy technical, but it is.
Great question. I think future will tell. I don't really have any set like direction. I like, this is what I want to do. I just want teeter totters or whatever it's called and fruit bowls. It's not that way, but I have my way of riding, and there's 14 other people in the field yesterday, and all of them have their way of riding. So we got to find a middle ground, which has been pretty good so far. Like there has been a middle ground where we managed to have a competition format, but again, this competition format benefits some riders over the others, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the people that are successful at those events are the better riders at all aspects. It's just this one aspect of a competition. So we will see. I do have things in mind where I want to progress and where I see possibilities of evolving. And yeah, future will tell, basically.
Future's looking bright. All these good
We'll
shredders
see.
coming up.
No, totally. It's feels like now, especially coming out of the pandemic, it's been like a lot of kids, because between like age, let's say 15 to like 20, a lot of things happen usually for all riders. They mature strong enough to like muscle through things, and old enough to like be able to go outside their house without their parents. Like basically
totally.
go ride with some older people and stuff like that. So it's super exciting now. Like there's a lot of younger kids coming up, and it's gonna be good.
Awesome.
Will we see you at Rampage this year?
Nope.
No Rampage.
I did not even put in the application.
Yeah, I remember being with you there back, was it 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just seeing your process of how to attack that event, because it's obviously a whole different thing than slopestyle. You can apply some slopestyle mentality to it and tricks and stuff like that. But do you have more interest in the free ride pursuits at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. However, this year it's an overlap with Crankworx cans. And
Right.
Red Bull Rampage.
Right.
So it doesn't matter how much I would have tried. I would only have made it to Vegas on the Tuesday morning, afternoon,
Oh my God.
when like digging starts, and it's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
Yeah, we will allow that.
yeah. Now I want to give it a fair shot, because last time I was going into the event already behind, like second year at the venue, not being at a Rampage ever prior, like not knowing the process, working with diggers for the first time, like just doing that whole thing, huge learning curve. But I felt like it was just that for me. It wasn't like I was able to like really perform, because I kind of got squeezed in the corner of like all the other lines because I didn't want to interrupt things. And I also got the call like a week prior, literally called my off season off like a month before that. Like I was in Barcelona at like Happy Ride, just riding my dirt jump bike, not focusing on Rampage. Flying out when I flew out to Utah, I still haven't done a single spin on my big bike.
Wow.
So it's like I wasn't prepared. Like I haven't even done any tricks on it or anything. I did like a 3-drop like a couple of months prior, but my bike was still set up like a full downhill bike, like heavy tires, heaviest tubes because they didn't want flats. Like now my bike is way more adapt for doing tricks. So, and over anything, I also learned, because it's interesting with bikes, like you got to figure out suspension settings. And I come from a background where, okay, my fork says 230 psi max. I pump 230 psi and then I lock the fork. It's like sweet. And then tires, they say 6 bars is max. I pump it to 6 bars. I crank every single Allen key thing to like absolute max because I didn't want him to move. And going from that to getting on like a downhill bike where you want things to move, it's like kind of like awkward in the beginning, but you got to learn that. And that's been a learning curve for me the past, I want to say 5 years, because I didn't even have a downhill bike until 2017.
Right.
So
Whole new world.
yeah, whole new world.
Yeah, totally different.
It sounds like you want to get into another whole world. We have we heard that you want a trek checkpoint. You becoming a gravel packing rider. Yeah, word travels fast.
Yeah, rumors, eh?
Yeah. So bike packing.
Nope.
You want to go bike
No,
packing?
no bike packing. I thought about
Well,
commuting though. Instead of driving my car around town to go shopping, I could just take my bike.
that's nice.
So that's probably how the rumors spread. Yeah.
You gonna get the panniers,
What's that?
like the bags on the side? You're gonna get like a neon green jacket,
Nope.
reflectors.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Rich-
Probably have some flats on it.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. No, it's sweet bikes. Definitely.
No bike packing.
No bike packing.
Does the idea of bike packing sound ridiculous to you?
Not at all.
No.
It just, I don't really want to waste my energy on it.
Yeah, you can only do
There's-
so many
I-
things, I guess.
I bet like in 15 years, I probably do it.
There you go.
Or maybe in 10 years or even sooner. But at the moment, like that's not my focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
You know, like, what do you do off the bike? Like, how do you like chill? Or are you just biking all the time?
I'm not necessarily biking all the time, but my schedule is pretty packed. Been pretty involved in a lot of things with companies the past couple of years, signature lines, signature products, new things, and just being involved in those things takes a lot of time. So that's what I've been spending a lot of my free time doing. Besides that, I'm hitting the gym, hanging out with friends, planning whatever bike trip I need to go on and want to go on and should be on, whatnot. So I'm pretty much full-time working, if I were to use a regular word, but for me, it's just full-time living, really. Just doing what I want to do.
Yeah, seems like you're doing pretty good at it.
What motivates you to just be your best, and why do you think you're such a hard worker? Is there certain people in your life that motivate you? Is it within yourself?
Great question. I don't really have an answer to it more than I feel like not doing what I'm capable of and not doing what I want to do feels more heartbreaking to me than to put in the hard work. And it's very hard to put words into it, but basically what I want to say, like, I might as well just give it my best shot at like pursuing and like trying to be the best at what I do. And that doesn't necessarily need to be like mountain bike focused, you know? Just being the best, like how can I be a better person? How can I be a better whatever? Mm-hmm. And just evolving, because I think it's a great way to live, like wanting to get better every day. And you don't need to be freaky with it and be like fully, how to say, addicted to it, I guess.
Or obsessed.
Obsessed,
Like,
yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. But
about it.
to, in one way or another, look at ways to improve yourself and people around you in your life is it's great, because I think people that do that feels a purpose in life.
It's a very mature answer for a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Well, yeah, you got a packed schedule. We appreciate your time. I think we should play a game or this or that and get this thing wrapped up so you can get out there on the bike park and go ride A-Line or Dirt Merchant over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Have you ever played
And
this
sit
or
in the
that?
queue.
Yeah, and sit in the queue.
Yeah.
Yes. Get a
Have you ever
sunburn.
played this or that?
Nope.
Okay, so there's going to be
This
this
or
or
that.
that. Two answers.
Two things.
You need
Quick
to
fire.
choose. Yeah, get a Swedish berry in you first.
Yep.
You just
thank you.
You just answer whatever the first thing comes to your mind.
Oh, thank you.
All right, who's reading them though?
It's on me.
You guys wrote a lot of these. I
Yeah.
feel like I might mess up the last one. Wait, is the last one an acronym, boys? Or do I?
No, that's,
Oh no,
that's a name. Jason,
I think you should
want
do
to do it?
I can do it.
All right, you ready?
All right, here we go. Drop the music.
All right, Emil.
This is like the millionaire.
He knows.
Who wants to be an Emillionaire?
Not me.
Dirt jumper or downhill bike?
Dirt jumper.
Slopestyle or free ride?
Free ride, yeah.
Dirt jumps or wood jumps?
Dirt jumps or wood jumps? Dirt jumps.
Airbag or foam pit?
Foam pit.
Backflip or 360?
360.
Tuck no hander or suicide no hander?
Suicide no hander.
Bar spin or super seater?
Super seaters.
Sweden or Canada?
Both.
That is not how you play this or that. Emil, you're going to have to choose one.
Okay, Sweden.
Push-ups or sit-ups?
Sit-ups.
Squats or deadlifts?
Squats.
Risk or reward?
What? What do you mean with that?
Risk or reward?
I don't even know.
Risk.
Okay.
I wouldn't choose
Don't worry.
a reward.
Your life will remain the same after you answer. It's all good.
Will it though?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Nobody does. Giant novelty check or poppin' champagne?
Novel, like what's that?
That thing right there.
Giant check. Like
Check
that.
or the champagne.
Yeah.
Check.
Joyride or Rampage?
Joyride.
Donuts or cereal?
Cereal.
Swedish meatballs or Swedish berries?
Meatballs.
Saab or Volvo?
I got a Volvo, but I gotta go for Saab though, because they're made in the same. Like they used to be made in before they got bankrupt. They were made in the same town as I grew up in.
Oh, nice.
So I gotta pay homage to that.
Nice.
IKEA or H&M?
IKEA.
H&M or Spotify?
Spotify.
What is
It's
Spotify Swedish?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
learning.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
learning.
And finally, ABBA or Ace of Base?
ABBA.
Well played,
Wah, wah,
Emil.
wah, wah.
Well played. You are now a millionaire.
You won.
Well, if the people want to follow you, I got a few things here. A couple things. They can go to emilmtb.com.
Yes.
Nice. Or your Instagram.
Yes.
Johan. I don't know how to say this. Is
It doesn't really link up, so a lot of people are named Emil Johansson. So I just named myself Johansson Emil, but without the N, so it just runs like Johansson Emil. And over the years, it got funny. Like I've had people come up to me, it's like, "How you doing, Johansson Emil?" It's like, what?
Yo, Joe, pretty handsome.
Yeah.
We heard you have a few nicknames too. Casey Brown said she calls you Emil Johansson.
Yeah. So I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
People
okay.
have a lot of issues with saying my name correctly, so I just let them run with it and let them have full confidence that they spelled it out right.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to like promote or let people know about?
Not really, no. Thanks for listening to me, I guess, and you guys.
Yeah. Do you even know the name of the podcast?
Nope.
Take a guess.
Is feeding off each other.
Is it what?
It's feeding off each other.
Oh, now I got it. I was like, are you like trying to make? Oh, okay.
Now
Yeah,
it's
off
feeding off each
Wow.
other. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That was really smooth.
Yeah, we're all just feeding off each other.
Do you know what movie that quote is from?
Nope.
It's from Matt Hunter in Seasons.
Surely you've heard that expression before, feeding off each other.
Yeah, no, I heard it.
Yeah. Well,
But
we were
that's
just
years ago seasons dropped.
Yeah,
out.
long
Like, is
time
that
ago.
like 2010 or is it even earlier?
No, yeah, I think you're about right.
Yeah.
Probably 2010, yeah. Whistler Bike Park segment, pretty super legendary
I
actually.
really need to go down the history lane. When I like got into riding, to like, okay, man, okay, what were people doing like 5 years ago and like 4 years ago and stuff?
Mm.
But kind of that time was when I got into it. I was like 11 back then, so
Oh, okay.
I was still not very familiar with like. I still haven't watched all the NWDs.
Let's have a movie party.
Yeah.
We'll come to Sweden.
That's how late I am. But I watched majority of them. But like, I haven't been able to find all of them online.
That's the hard part now.
Yeah.
Some of those were like VHS
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, maybe we can find them and we'll mail them to you. We'll find the box set.
Yeah.
That would be sweet. I thought about it. I would like that.
You got a DVD player?
I got a PS2.
Okay, there we
Wow.
go. Do you have
Nice.
downhill domination?
No, but I actually got like a converter for the PS2 because it always been with me. Like whenever I moved, like it's just gotten with me.
Yeah.
But I haven't installed it into my TV for like 4 years because it wouldn't do it. So I got a converter. So I got like SSX on tour on it. And like I actually got Dave Mirra for the first time, but
Oh,
the
yeah.
converter is so shit. So everything, like all the colors go weird, but it's still Dave Mirra. So
Dave Mirra 2?
No,
great
the-
question.
or is it Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX as well? There's
No,
two.
it's Dave Mirra.
Dave Mirra.
Is that what's your favorite video game all time?
The one I frothed the most growing up is SSX on tour,
Mm.
which is like where you could ski and snowboard. And I remember like being a kid and you could do all those monster tricks that was called. You like literally strap the board off and like spin it around your head and like back on again and
Yeah.
like all these ridiculous things. I just thought it was pretty cool.
What about Tony Hawk?
Never played.
No?
Oh my goodness.
Wow. All right, we're going to send you
I
all
bet-
the New World Disorders,
Yeah.
Swedish Berries, Tony Hawk, and what was the other thing? There's something else. I don't know.
Downhill domination.
Downhill domination.
Domination.
Yeah. And a new
Sounds
converter.
And then you convert it.
Yeah,
Yeah, sweet. I got a very cheap one. That's probably why.
All right, man.
All good.
Well, thank you
Thanks for
very
having
much.
me.
Congratulations once again.
Yeah, thanks for
and
taking the time.
you're the man. You're the man.
very
You're the
much.
man.
Good luck
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
the rest of the year. Good luck
Thank
in
you
Cairns.
very much. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
have fun out there.
Strange. We're just halfway through our season.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah. You gotta go to like Australia. That's wild.
But next year we're back on same schedule. I think we're like New Zealand is in the beginning of the year. Cairns will be like May, and then we end here next year. So it's crazy to say like a year from now, the next season is done. But now we're just halfway through this season.
Well,
So.
we'll be watching.
Yeah.
We'll be watching for
Sweet.
sure.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be rooting for you. So, yeah, that's it. Where do they follow us?
Oh,
The
follow
people
us
out there.
on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Deezer,
These nuts.
Nuts, and wherever else you get your fine podcast. Thanks, Emil.
Thanks,
you.
dude.
Go have fun.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
It's an honor to have you here.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy the Swedish Berries later on Trailside. All your homies will be stoked.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, see ya.
Peace out.
We're out.
Thank you for listening to Feeding Off Each Other. Please subscribe for more great podcasts.